Wait! Who are you?
My name is Talon. Come on.
He follows the mystery man to a loft that Talon calls home. Talon explains to Damian that there are lines Batman won't cross that have to be crossed in order to eradicate crime and criminals from the city once and for all. Talon has no lines. Anything goes if it serves his purpose.
You're saying the end always justifies the means.
If the goal is a worthy one,
Who decides what's worthy?
that takes an exceptional human being.
Like you?
And you. Keep it. A gift.
He invites Robin to join him, basically switch teams and leave Batman. Robin says, "I'll need to think about it." Talon gives him a beacon to activate when he's made his decision. Robin also promises not to tell Batman about Talon. I think he's still a little miffed.
Where were you?
What happened to you? Are you okay?
You don't get to ask questions. Now where the hell were you?
Out.
Where?
Just out.
Bruce takes the knife away and tries to ream Damian some more. Naturally, Damian gives it right back.
There's a school in Switzerland run by a retired general who knows far more than I do about boys and discipline. Try this again. That's where you'll be spending the next year.
I'm finding it impossible to be on Bruce's side here. Damian's a kid, yes, but he's anything but average. He needs to know why it's dangerous out there, what that means, and especially what happened to Bruce. Tell him all that stuff and he might be more interested in partnering up to deal with this stuff. The world's greatest detective can't seem to grasp that. The code is 1939. I wonder if that's significant in some way.
You know, I did my share of sneaking out too back in the day.
Those things are out there, Dick. If Batman's a target, so is he.
Then talk to him about it.
Exactly. He doesn't even know about these things yet, hello? He has no idea why you're acting like this.
He doesn't listen.
But Bruce, he's just...
He's not you, Dick. Before I took you in, you had loving parents. You had a heart.
And he doesn't?
That's not what I mean. Or is it? I don't know. Maybe biological ties aren't enough to make a man a father. Or a boy a son.
Predictably, Damian heard the whole thing. Equally predictably, he sneaks out again.
I thought you upgraded the security wall.
I did.
I shut the outgoing system down, sir.
Why?
Master Damian said he felt like a prisoner in his own home. I thought if he tried to leave again and saw that there was nothing keeping him here, that you did trust him, then... Sometimes you have to have a little faith, sir.
Dick agrees with Alfred. Damian will be back. Bruce just storms off.
He'll get over it, won't he?
He never gets over anything.
He and Damian are a lot alike that way. Damian may not be back for a while. Bruce is on his way to a dinner date with Samantha when he notices something weird.
Hang on a minute, Sam.
Something wrong?
I'm not sure.
Bruce?
I'll call you back.
He pulls out all of his Batman driving skills to get away from these guys, and in the process he gets a good look at some of them. That's creepy. Bruce gets ahead of him but hits a traffic jam, so he pulls a quick U-turn and decides to play chicken. loses. They pull him out of the car, drug him, and put a bag over his head.
Welcome, Mr. Wayne.
Not exactly a warm welcome.
If we'd wanted you dead, you wouldn't be here now.
Who are you?
The Grandmaster of the Court of Owls.
As I said earlier, Thomas's stern denial pretty much guaranteed they exist. They've been in the shadows for a long time, but once upon a time they ruled Gotham from top to bottom. Now they're back because Gotham is overrun with crime and weirdos and deluded vigilantes.
Dead. We are, and always have been, the sons and daughters of Gotham's wealthiest. We know far better than the rabble what's best for our city.
Of course, because money makes you superior. The scary part is how many people really believe that. Then they pull the rug out from under Bruce.
We have a vision of Gotham's future, Mr. Wayne. And so we understand. Do you?
Right now he's wondering how they got their paws on that. Not too many people knew about it. Okay, that was a neat trick. I have to give him that.
We invite you to join your vision to the courts. Together we can raise Gotham City up and return her to glory.
That deluded vigilante? He's somewhat territorial about this city, and not very fond of people like us. How do you plan on dealing with him?
He's being dealt with, even as we speak.
I can't say I'm not intrigued by the offer.
He's in his street clothes. Where was he keeping that? And what was he planning to do with it on a date with Samantha?
But I'd like some time to think it over.
Of course, Mr. Wayne. But not too much time.
They take him out in the same condition they brought him in. He awakens in his car, or what's left of it. Downtown, the Owls are having a dinner party. Hold on. That person just got up and wiped their face with a napkin. There's food and wine all over the table. And they're all wearing those masks. So how do they eat and drink through those things? Great party, huh? And this wine is to die for. Exquisite! Several members of the court have doubts about Bruce Wayne, but the Grandmaster says his bleeding heart stuff is all show. At his core, he's an evil jerk just like the rest of us. With that, we take a secret elevator down to Robin Cook's latest nightmare.
Bring that setting up. Too cold and they'll shatter like glass.
Yes, Grandmaster.
Whoa, if I'm reading this right, they are taking real people and making them into those things that nearly killed Batman.
Imagine. Some of these warriors are over 100 years old. I envy them their immortality.
No, they're taking dead people and turning them into those things. That's not quite as horrible, but it doesn't exactly inspire happy thoughts. The problem they're having is the one we saw in the fight against Batman. They can only last outside their caskets for a few hours. The Owls are all excited because that time period is getting longer with each new batch, but it's still an issue. They've reached a point where their resurrected warriors can last for a whole day before they have to come back and regenerate again.
And when these indestructible warriors rise, you will be their general and lead them in a war on Gotham that will reclaim the city for the court.
After I undergo the ritual that will make me like them.
You'll die, yes, but you'll be reborn as something miraculous.
One man's miracle is another man's damnation.
I couldn't have put it better myself. Obviously, they don't have Talon completely cowed.
We've trained you since you were a child, lifted you out of the gutter, and you dare to... Not a soulless thing, Talon. A god. A great destiny awaits you, and I know you will willingly embrace it.
If that's what the Grandmaster wants.
Or maybe they do. It's hard to tell. Why does he have to do this exactly? Why can't he lead him the way he is now? He's done a pretty good job so far. Why mess with success? If I'm him and somebody tells me I'm going to die and be reborn, I can buy the first part. That happens to everybody. The second part, I wouldn't be so sure. Especially since I've seen what it makes out of a person. Cut to a gangster named Draco who's torturing a man while he explains how he took over all the crime families in the east end of the city. He's also shoving food in his face so fast he can't do it right.
Holy Jesus! I might have croaked on the spot if not for... Who the hell are you?
I'm the evening's entertainment. Can I get a volunteer from the audience?
As he starts to fight them, Robin bursts in from somewhere and the two of them take down the gang. Then they confront Draco.
I don't give a damn about money. What I care about is payback for the lives your drugs have ruined. For the widows and orphans left in your bloody wake.
You want to help widows and orphans, punk? Go join the Salvation Army.
Finish him.
We found enough evidence to put him away for the rest of his life.
Finish him.
He's already finished.
Talon is disappointed, of course.
Hey, ain't you the Batman's brat?
Not anymore.
Robin catches up with Talon and explains that he has to be absolutely sure before he crosses that line. Talon says Batman is in your head, preaching justice, not vengeance, and you need to break free of that.
I had a Batman in my life. He was a thief. A damn good one. And from a very young age, he made certain I was too.
Except he could never measure up to his mentor's expectations, so he got beatings, beratements, and all that other good stuff.
But what could I do?
Not a blasted thing, just call up his enemies and set him up to get murdered. Nice kid. Then again, I've seen some parents that might have benefited from an encounter like that. After that, the Owls recruited him and he's been happy ever since.
What they did for me, I want to do for you.
You've done quite enough.
How did you...
Not too hard to track, considering the bloody trail you two have left.
This is where you choose sides, once and for all.
Batman, of course, manages to make things 1,000 times worse.
No!
We've got to stop him. You don't understand. He's part of something bigger. He's using you, Robin, to get to me.
Right. It's all about the great Batman. Well, for your information, he sees something in me that you don't.
I don't have time for this. Now get out of my way before...
Dude, stuff your anger and use your brain for a change. Look at what's going on in front of you, detective!
Before what?
Talon's right about one thing. The choice you make tonight will define you for the rest of your life.
So don't give him any real advice or guidance on how to make that choice, genius. Just keep trying to strong-arm him into submission, even though you've known from day one that it doesn't work. And now it's a little late to try and talk to him. To put it succinctly, Damian's kicking his ass. Batman and Robin fell off a wall. Batman and Robin had a great fall. I cannot help myself. We saw how Batman shielded Robin from the fall with his own body, but did Robin realize what he did?
If this is what you want, then do it! Do it!
As if. Can they finally have a quasi-father-son talk now?
Now let's go home.
My home isn't with you. It never was.
That would be no, Bruce still doesn't get it. Robin goes to Talon's place. So where's Talon?
I thought this would relax you.
What can I say? I'm a born worrier.
Then I guess I'll have to relax you. All over again.
He's banging Bruce Wayne's girlfriend. What a coincidence.
Now. You know better than to disobey the Grandmaster.
We're not wearing masks now, Samantha.
And she just happens to be the Grandmaster. What a shock. Do you suppose there's some connection between that and her relationship with Bruce?
What if the court doesn't go along with our plan?
It's a brilliant idea. We have the perfect weapon to destroy the Batman.
And me?
You'll have your wish. You'll sit beside me on the court. My partner. My love.
He says the court will never accept him because he's not a blue blood, just a former street urchin who caught a break.
My father recruited you. Trained you. I've known you since we were children. And I know there's greatness in you.
Maybe you do. But the rest of them...
Vanivers have controlled the court for generations. Our word is law.
Since when do you believe in the law?
Only one law, my love. My law.
Now do the Grandmaster and obey your duty. I mean, obey the Grandmaster and do your duty. Actually, it works out pretty much the same either way. While he explores Samantha, Batman is exploring the sewers.
The sewers again, sir?
Seems I'm always up to my neck in sewage one way or another. But this particular section's been shut down since the 1800s.
Has anybody noticed how much these sets look like the ones in the Arkham series games? And really, with some of the ways this movie's put together, it feels a lot like a video game. Moving from one objective to the next, facing enemies before you can complete the task. Except for the lack of interaction, it could be a game. Maybe somebody can make one out of it. That could be fun. He's following the tracker he put on that mask way back when. He finds a hidden passage where, as we might expect, Alfred loses his signal. He goes in and meets the Court of Owls.
You were watching me in the tunnels.
In the tunnels, on the streets. We have eyes across Gotham observing and recording your every move.
As I suspected.
And did you also suspect that those ancient sewers have been flooded with an odorless psychotropic gas that enters through the pores of the skin, gnaws at the roots of the mind?
He is really tripping. He finds himself in a giant maze where strange things are happening.
That movie was great!
Take what you want, but don't hurt my family. Please.
understand now?
Young Bruce explains that not only did he become the very thing he hates when he put on the mask, he also spawned one of the greatest horrors that the city has ever seen.
Damian?
Who'll grow in rage and hatred, tear the heart out of Gotham, and leave a trail of terrible destruction across the world.
Damian starts shooting Batman over and over, and since this is a bad drug trip, he never runs out of bullets or has to reload. But now Batman knows what to do.